Hi guys, today we're going to talk about nudes.
Alright, this is it, people. Let's move. Let's go, 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 go.
And of course, by nudes, I mean the new Nude Obsession palettes from Huda Beauty. They come in 3 different palettes. So what we're going to do is take a quick look at all of these. We're going to talk about them, see how they perform. I'll give you comparisons. I'll give you a look for each one. So stick around because you're not going to want to miss this one. Hold on to your brushes. It's makeup time. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about these 3 palettes. Each of these palettes is a 9-pan palette. It's a mixture of shimmer and matte shades. They're meant to create nude looks for each of the skin tones. Now, as we know, companies and brands have not been the best when it comes to catering to everybody. We're finally moving into the foundation lines that have catered to all skin tones and all skin types for the most part. And now we're looking at eyeshadows. We all know that if you have sort of a darker complexion, some shades don't work for you. So sometimes you end up buying a palette and you can only use half the shades because half the shades don't work on your skin tone. Huda Beauty has come up with the solution by creating 3 different palettes to suit all skin tones. And I have to say, honestly, it's about time, right? Why are we limiting ourselves to these universal palettes saying work for everybody when we know, sis, they don't work for everyone?
I think the fuck not.
So I'm really excited to see this kind of idea come to life, and we're going to test them all out, and I'm going to show you. I will show you a look for each of these palettes because even though they are for different skin tones, obviously we can use these palettes in different ways to create more than just nude looks. So I'll show you all 3, we'll give you comparisons, and then I will give you my first impressions. Okay, so the first eye look we are going to use the Nude Obsessions Light. This is the one that closely matches my skin tone, obviously. So we're gonna take a look at this palette. So this first palette here is full of beautiful, bright nude colors. Obviously they all are full of nude colors, but each one is a little darker than the next. So this is the lightest one right here. This one is so beautiful. It has also the right combination of shimmers and mattes. I find with a lot of palettes now, you have way too many shimmers and metallics and not enough colors that you can build those metallics and shimmers on. So I'm happy that there are enough mattes to play with. You know I'm a matte girl. You know I love mattes. So that's a big plus for me.
Mission accomplished, bitch! Let's roll.
So let's see how they perform. I'm going to take my MAC 224S brush and go into this shade here. And I'm just going to blend that all onto my crease here. The Obsessions line is one of the first lines that I had when I first started makeup. I had the Emerald Obsessions, the green one. It was so beautiful. I was obsessed with green at the time. And I was so happy to have that palette. I played with it so much. And I really found the formula to be quite nice actually. So all I'm doing is just kind of putting some color here into the crease, blending it all, doing my little windshield wiper motion. All 3 of these looks are gonna be super soft, super wearable. You know, not all of us go out all the time in crazy colors, and that's okay. So I want to just showcase this nude kind of look that you can do with each of them. You don't have to have crazy color schemes or color stories when you go out. You could just do something nice and soft and everyday. I know a lot of times the consumer is not this crazy look kind of person as we would think it is in like the beauty community or the makeup community. A lot of times we think, oh, every palette needs to have a ton of color in it. Well, no, the average consumer is not gonna be using all those colors. So it's nice to see palettes that kind of cater to the more nude kind of person. Okay, now I'm gonna take my Marc Jacobs crease brush and go into this darkest color here. And I'm just going to hit my crease and the outer corner of my lid and really deepening up this outer V. Now I'm gonna go back into the first initial color with that brush and blend this all out. Now I'm gonna take my Marc Jacobs shadow brush and I'm going to go into this middle shade here and I'm going to go all the way from the inner corner of my lid and just kind of create a new lid above my natural lid there and just place that all there just like that. Now I'm gonna go back into my crease brush with the darker color and blend all this together. Okay, now I'm gonna go back into my crease brush now that the lid is pretty much all done, and I'm going to actually hit that lower lash line with the darkest color here, just on the outer edge. Then I'm gonna take my larger blending brush, my MAC 224S, and I'm going to blend that all out with the first initial color that I did, this one right here. Okay, and that's pretty much one eye done. I did not use any shimmers with this look because, like I said, I'm a matte person, but you can absolutely use a shimmer. You just put it right on the lid there with your finger or with a brush. You can spray it down with a little setting spray, and I'll do some shimmers with some of the other looks, but for this one, I want to do kind of an all matte, natural look.
Guess what, bitch? We still know about you. We see right through you.
So let me put on the other eye. I'll put on some lashes and some lip, and we'll be right back. Okay, so this is the first look. I put on some Lily lashes. These are in the style Goddess. And then I put on some Kylie lip gloss in Oh You Fancy. Yes, I am. And this is the first look. It's a nice, soft, neutral look. No really shimmer on the lid itself, but there's shimmer on the lips. So I feel like this look really pulled together beautifully. It's super easy to do. Like I showed you, you don't have to mess with a lot. You don't have to fuss with a lot. Honestly, this palette is beautiful. It's a great travel palette. This one blended out really beautifully. I had a little bit of trouble with the darkest shade in blending a little bit, but it worked out in the end. So just be careful with that darker shade when you're blending. But as far as the entire palette goes, it was really easy to work with. I really enjoyed it. This is definitely going in like my travel kit to go and for honestly every day. Let's move on to the next look, next palette, and see what we can come up with. Okay, now that look number one is done, we are going to move on to the Huda Beauty Nude Obsessions Medium Palette. Now this is suitable for somebody with a medium skin tone, but obviously we're going to use it today to show off the range of the product. You can use it even if you don't have a medium skin tone, but this is really meant to create a nude look on that medium skin. All of these are gorgeous colors here, and so let's take a look at what we can create with these. The first color I'm going to go into is this lightest shade right here in the top left, and I'm taking my MAC 224S brush and I'm just going to blend that out right above my crease. Now like I said before, this is suitable for medium skin tones. Obviously I'm not medium skin tone, but I'm going to use this palette to create a little bit of a darker nude look and an easy look that you can do no matter your level of skill, no matter your style. So I'm just bringing this around and kind of creating a V out here and then pulling it in, just a typical initial first step for me. Okay, now I'm going to go into this darker pink color here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit right in my crease to just deepen that all up, and I'm going to actually bring it out and create a V. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and just put it in this middle shimmer shade here, and I'm taking this finger and I'm going to just put it right on my lid. It's a beautiful copper gold color, and I'm just going to pack that all on my lid. And then I'm going to take a Morphe M507 brush, go back into this color here, and I'm going to blend all of this together. Okay, so now I'm going to take that same color and that same brush and just hit the lower lash line first with this color that I used here. And then I'm going to take my larger blending brush and dip into that lightest color and just blend all of that out. Okay, now that that's pretty much done, I'm going to go ahead and take my Huda Beauty Life Liner. This is a dual-ended pencil liner on one side, and then on the other side you've got a liquid liner. So it's kind of perfect, the best of both worlds. And I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes. Okay, so I'm going to create that first initial line where I want it to be, and the whole time I'm really just keeping my eyes open rather than closed. So when I'm looking at the mirror, I want to be sure that when my eyes are open, it's not covering up any of the work that I did. And I went over the hood, if you can see here. And so now I'm gonna clean up over the hood, and I'm gonna drag the liner over my hood to where I want it to be. And I'm literally just gonna sit here and let this dry and let it just do its thing, because I don't want to open it and transfer any of the eyeliner. So I'll literally just sit here for a while, and then once it's all kind of set, I'm gonna open my eyes and see kind of what's going on and where it's placed. Okay, so now that my eye is open, I'm looking back and I'm literally just cleaning up while my eye is open the line over my hood. So if you see, I'm looking straight at the mirror and just kind of cleaning up any of those lines that did not show up when my eye was open. And this liner does dry down relatively quickly, and it's super matte black, as you can see. So I'm not too worried about transfer, but I'm still keeping my eyes closed just in case. Okay, so like I said, I'm looking straight at the camera. I went ahead and took a liner and just went over my hood, and then I go ahead and close my eyes, and you can see there's a little graphic part of the liner there. I don't mind that. It's a kind of a trick for hooded eye people. Just create kind of this graphic piece there, and you don't have to necessarily worry about the hood, because when it's closed, you don't see that part and it looks pretty perfect. This side's pretty much done. Let me go ahead and throw this side on and I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. I put on some Lily lashes in the style Goddess again, and then I put on some Kylie Cosmetics Bikini Bod lip blush, and then on top of that I put Morphe lip gloss groupie, and this is the final look. You can see it's a little graphic liner moment using the liner, but the showcase here, of course, is the medium nude Obsessions palette. This is honestly a beautiful copper look, copper eye nude lip.
Oh Lord, again, a fucking again. Nothing new, nothing changed, same old.
This is a beautiful look. Obviously super easy to do, especially without the liner. You don't have to go all the way with the liner. You don't have to do the graphic liner like I did. I just have hooded eyes, so that's kind of the easiest thing for me to do. You also don't have to do liner at all. You can just do what I did with the eyeshadow and just leave it at that. But if you want something a little extra, because we're all a little extra sometimes, right? You can go ahead and use that liner. That Life liner, this liner dries down really quickly, so you're not worried about too much transfer. I know that's a problem for me, especially because of my hooded lids. I sit there and I'm like, oh, please don't transfer, please don't transfer. This one doesn't really do that because it dries down super quickly, gets super matte. I really enjoyed this liner as well. So this palette is a win for me. It blended out really nicely. I didn't have any issues with any of the shades blending out. Super easy look. This literally could take you 10 minutes if you wanted to. Not hard at all. So let's go ahead and take this off and we will go to our third and final look right now. Okay, third time's the charm. We are on the Huda Beauty Nude Rich. I know you all are feeling super rich with all these palettes. This is the third palette here. Take a look at it, take it all in. It's a gorgeous palette. Love these dark colors. We're gonna play around with this and create the perfect kind of nighttime look for you. Obviously, if you are of a deeper skin complexion or a richer skin complexion, you are gonna get the most use out of this palette. This palette is beautiful and it's honestly perfect fall colors for anyone. And also it's got some of these lighter matte shades in there to play with as well. So we are going to create another look. If I can get the hair out of my face.
I can't.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're gonna take this darkest color here and we're gonna take a pencil brush. This is a QE20 brush from CXC Beauty, and I'm going to lay this deep shade down just right in kind of an almond shape around my lid. So it's literally just gonna get packed on using this pencil brush and kind of creating the lid shape that I wanna create. Once that's all packed on to where I want it to be, then I'm gonna take my JH39 brush, which is a Jaclyn Hill Morphe brush, and I'm gonna go into this shade here, and I'm going to blend this onto and on top of that darker color. And I'm just gonna spend a lot of time here just blending this all together and making it nice and seamless. So much of eyeshadow is just learning how to be patient and blending, which I'm not patient by any stretch of the imagination. So that tends to get me into trouble sometimes. Now I'm going to take my MAC brush and just blend out this top area. Now I'm going to take that dark shade and bring it onto the lid just to about halfway. I'm going to leave a little spot in the middle just like so. Now I'm going to take my finger and go into this shimmer shade right here. And I'm going to start at my brow bone and I'm just going to drag this shimmer all the way down. And I'm gonna take my blending brush and blend all of this together. This is one of my favorite eye looks to do because it's literally so incredibly easy. Now I'm gonna go back in with this JH brush and hit my lower lash line with the darkest color on either corner, and then blending it out with the lighter color that was right next to it. And I'm gonna just brush off that JH brush really quickly, put it back into the shimmer, and just hit this middle area on my lower lash line, just to bring that same shimmer that was on the top on the bottom here. And that is pretty much one eye done. Like I said, super easy, not challenging to do. Let me do the other side really quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I put on some blue lashes. These are in the style Tokyo. They're a little more dramatic because this is a more dramatic eye look. You know, we did a couple natural looks. Now we're here for the drama, and I put on some liquid lip. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills. We've got on Mute, and then I mixed that with Kylie Bear and kind of put it together on my lips. So that's those two colors on my lips right now. And this is the final look for Huda Beauty in Rich. I really do enjoy this one as well. This is kind of one of my staple eye looks when I'm going out, just a quick almond shape with the line straight down the middle of the shimmer, whether you call that a spotlight or a halo, whatever it's called. This is kind of like a go-to for me. So I really like these colors. I will say, with the deeper colors in these palettes, they were all a little bit harder to blend with than the lighter colors. I don't know what that is or why that is, but they ended up blending out fine, but they were a little tricky in the beginning to blend out. So buyer beware when you're trying to blend these out. They're a little bit tricky. You gotta be really careful with them. As far as all three palettes go, I say pick the one that speaks to you the most and go with that one. Obviously, you can go with the one that matches your kind of skin tone and your range, or you can just pick one that you want. Honestly, pick the one that speaks to you the most, that you feel like you're gonna get the most use out of. All three were beautiful. I could do looks with all three of them. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you did like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to leave a comment down below and subscribe to my channel because we never stop moving here. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.